Today, we're talking about a powerful subject: creating your own definition of success in midlife. Now, when I think about midlife, I'm reminded of a moment I had a few years ago. I'd been working in education for over 20 years, and on the outside, everything looked great. I had the career, the stability, the family life, but inside, I realized I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I was chasing somebody else's idea of success, working hard, climbing the career ladder, doing what I was quote unquote supposed to do. But deep down, I wasn't truly happy. That was my wake up call to redefine what success meant for me. So I want you to do the same. This is your first actionable step. Take a moment to reflect and ask, what areas of your life are you still following someone else's expectations? I want you to jot these down in a journal or maybe even the Notes app on your phone. And we're going to come back to this in a bit as we create your new definition of success. When I was younger, I thought success was about achieving external markers. That would have been getting the right job title, making more money, buying a bigger house. But it wasn't until I hit midlife that I realized I'd been pursuing someone else's version of success. Maybe you've been there too. I remember sitting in my office, staring out the window, asking myself, what does success even mean anymore? And for so long, it was about meeting everyone else's expectations. I didn't realize that success could be a more personal thing, something that felt true to me. Success doesn't look the same for everyone, and it really shouldn't. It could mean launching your own business, or maybe it's about creating more time to spend with your family. For others, it could mean diving into a creative passion that you've been putting off for way too long. So, here's your next actionable step. I want you to write down 3 words that define success for you right now. These words should reflect your personal values and not any external pressures. So think about words like freedom, creativity, connection, and then ask yourself, what would success feel like if I was living my truth? So reflect on this moment and write down your thoughts. Now let's talk about redefining success. When I made the decision to redefine my own successes, it was a true moment of liberation. And for years, I was tied to the idea of doing all the things the right way, which was, climbing the career ladder, getting that promotion, and earning more money. But all that started to feel like a weight on my shoulders. And it wasn't this badge of honor that you would expect. And I remember this one moment when I was at a family gathering and a relative asked me this question. Said, "So when are you going to get that next promotion?" And I smiled, I nodded. But inside, I realized that I didn't really care about that next promotion. I actually wanted to spend more time doing things that brought me joy. I wanted to help others. I wanted to connect with people who were going through the same types of struggles. So let's think about your next actionable step. This is what I want you to do. I want you to identify one area where you too are holding on to others' expectations. And is it your career? Is it family? Is it even social media? Write down this area and then ask yourself, how can I let go of this expectation? I want you to create a list of things that you truly value and ask, what do you want your life to look like right now? Focus on the things that truly make you feel fulfilled and not those that fulfill societal standards. Okay. Next, let's talk about setting your personal milestones. Once I decided to redefine success for myself, the next step was to set my own personal milestones. And it was easy for me to get overwhelmed by the big picture, and I'm sure you can relate. But I knew I had to take smaller, manageable steps. I remember when I first decided to launch my own coaching business. It felt like a massive leap. And quite honestly, I didn't even know if I was ready. First, I had to set a goal to research what it would take. Then I made a list of the steps. And this is an old-fashioned list. I had to create a website, set up my social media, reach out to potential clients. And if I hit each of those small milestones, I took a moment to celebrate because I knew that I was finally on a path that felt authentically mine. So here's your next actionable step. I want you to break down one of your big goals and put it into small, achievable milestones. And this is how you pace yourself. So, for example, if your goal is to change careers, I want you to break that down into steps like first, updating your resume, second, researching the new roles, then, networking with people that are in that industry, and then applying for the positions. And if you set a timeline for each of these steps to ensure that you're ready to make progress, then you will look back at some point and realize how much progress you've actually made. So, as you complete each milestone, take a moment to celebrate, and even the very small wins are going to matter. Now, let's create your long term vision. Once you've started breaking down success into these smaller milestones, it's time to think about the big picture. And again, I remember the first time I started creating my long term vision. I sat down with a cup of coffee and thought about where I wanted to be, even if it was just in the next 5 years, then the next 10 years, the next 20 years. And I really had to envision what did my life look like at that point? What did it feel like? What did my experiences look like? What was I going to achieve? And for me, success wasn't about being tied to a desk job for the rest of my life, definitely not being tied to a job title. I wanted freedom, and that was going to be the freedom to do meaningful work. But it was also about the freedom to travel, the freedom to spend time with my family, focus on my health, do all that, gooey self care stuff. I wanted to create a life where everything I did had purpose, and that meant redefining what my career and personal success looked like for me. So here's your next actionable step: create a vision board. Write out your vision for the immediate next 5 years. And think about what you want your career, your health, your relationships, all of your personal life, what that will look like. And then identify three core goals that align with this new vision. These should be goals that really excite you and push you towards the life that you truly want. So ask yourself, what are the most important things that I want to focus on moving forward? And you start moving with intention. Your long term vision should help you make intentional decisions today so every action you take aligns with this big picture. All right, so let's recap. Success is personal, and I hope that's the message that you're receiving from this. It's not going to be about what others expect or what society deems as successful. It's about defining your own successes, setting personal milestones along the way, and creating that long term vision that truly aligns with your goals. So, this is your next actionable step. I want you to reflect on your personal definition of success. So, what does that look like, whether it's in your career, your relationships, in all of your personal life? Commit to taking just one action today. And this action has to align with that new definition of success. So even if you're just starting to outline your milestones, that's going to be a step in the right direction. And if you're feeling stuck or unsure, I want you to know that it's never too late to redefine success. The whole point of this is that you have the power to pivot anytime you're ready. This is your time. And I'd love to hear from you about what is your personal definition of success. Make sure you put that in the comments and we'll talk about it. I want you to tell me what are the steps that you're going to make to get this to be your reality. Drop a comment below, and I'd love to continue this conversation with you. And if this episode resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. But if you're ready to take the next step and go a lot deeper to start designing your own version of success, I would be honored to be able to work with you on your personal journey. Whether you're looking for personalized coaching, navigating your midlife career pivot, and if you're ready to dive into some real actionable strategies, then I'm here to support you. In my coaching program, we'll work together to set clear goals, clearly create a customized plan, and then give you the tools to step into the future that you truly want. One that's going to align with your unique definition of success and definitely reflect who you are today. So, if you're looking for more self-paced approach, you can always enroll in one of my courses, whether it's going to be my job search blueprint or even my LinkedIn mastery course. I want you to build the life of your dreams. These courses are designed to give you the knowledge and the confidence to move forward, and it's going to be at your own pace. So, if you're ready to take action, start by creating the life and the career that you deserve and simply click the link below to schedule a free consultation with me.